California governor slams school board president who called Harvey Milk a pedophile. California Governor Gavin Newsom has condemned an offensive statement from an ignorant school board president who has called Harvey Milk a pedophile during a book ban debate. The bigoted remark occurred when the Temecula Valley School Board in California voted to reject a social studies textbook with supplemental materials that contained information about Harvey Milk, who was the first openly gay man to be elected to public office in the state and a pioneering LGBTQ rights activist. The school board voted 3-2 on May 16 to reject the books, but it only began receiving attention this week after local news outlets reported on the members' remarks. During the vote, 2 of the members of the school board said they opposed any mention of milk in the textbook supplemental material and made the accusation that the LGBTQ plus rights icon was a pedophile. Another member who voted against the inclusive book denounced the discussion of LGBTQ plus people in a book meant for students in kindergarten through 5th grade. Temecula Valley School Board President Dr. Joseph Komrosky was among those who voted against the materials and made the bigoted accusations against Milk. Harvey Milk made history as the first openly gay man in the U.S. to be elected to public office when he was voted onto San Francisco's Board of City Supervisors in 1977. I was only 2, so I'm really glad that there were people that had gone before us to do this. But Temecula is actually a really positive LGBTQ community, so I was shocked when I read this story.
Yeah.
I mean, Temecula it's not known for not being open and accepting. So to see your school board having this even having the conversation, it shocked me.
Yeah, but this is the play that they want to do, which is they get into the school board and they try to derail education.
For liberty.
Yeah, education. But the crazy thing is like, okay, maybe this could have worked in the past, but with the amount of access that everyone has to knowledge, information,
the internet,
it's not going to work anymore. You're playing this old book that it's like get over yourself.
What old white men do.
Exactly. Yes.
Old straight white men. Yes, but it's sad.
Thank you for that.
Yes, and not just old straight men. But in California, where he's from, Harvey Milk, this is his state.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to turn your back on and bring up these things on a man who literally made history.
He died literally fighting for our rights.
Right.
Okay? And you're going to call him a pedophile and try to I don't know why you're a big fan of Temecula. I've been there. There was not much going on.
I'm not a big fan, but I was like,
why are we even talking about this freaking city?
I didn't say I was a big fan, but they are an inclusive city.
You don't want to go, you stop missing shit, Julio. Go to San Francisco. You'll be fine. All right?
Yeah. Oh, there I've been.
Go to Monterey.
I was lost. I was there. There's so much to say about this because I feel like these things are so complicated but that is the scrutiny that has always been placed on LGBTQ people, like people of color, like people who are living on the margins, who have always been historically erased from our textbooks, our history. If we were to give anywhere near that same scrutiny to any one of the other people who also exist in our history books, we will find that people are not always what you want them to be at all times, right? That people are a lot of different things. Are human, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that things are complicated and nuanced and not black and white. Like that is like, so that's not what, to call him a pedophile is not an accurate statement. Like that is like, that's really important for people to know. It's however,
the antithesis.
It's the antithesis, right? Like, and to kind of find space for people who exist in a number of different ways. This is not how history is going to remember Harvey Milk, and we have to make sure that this is not how history remembers.
Well, I mean, come on, think about it. We still celebrate Christopher Columbus Day, right? We still have that day off and all that crap, and it's like, really? We're having this day off? Today is now it's National Indigenous Day, where it should be.
Our presidents were slave owners.
But I mean,
that is woke queer theory. We don't have that.
And you know what? I am woke queer theory.
Right.
Like that is like, because I believe in equality and I believe in representation, and if that makes me a woke queer theorist,
then you are.
Amen, sister.
Own it.
Own it. I'm going to just get fired, just to be clear.
You'll never be on this show again, by the way.
You have to believe in science, and you have to believe in education, and there are a lot of people that do not.
Right.
And that's really at the heart of what is happening here. What's surprising is Dr. Joseph Komrosky shows, first off, that having a doctor in front of your name is not everything, because you don't have to embrace science or education to have the doctor on your name. You have to earn it, and then you have to keep it. First.
We still want you to keep going, though.
Yes.
And to the community of Temecula, one of the few places in California I haven't been, but if I was a resident of Temecula, I would be humiliated. I would be humiliated at this conversation that's going on, that a group of gay voices in Florida are saying, what is going on in Temecula, California? Because unless that mayor stands up, unless the city commission stands up, unless other school board members stands up and says this is unequivocally rejected in ignorance. And this is the same kind of thing that we saw in the 1950s in Alabama. And we are not going to do that in religious circles. We're not going to do it in queer circles. We're not going to do it in race circles. We're not going to deal with it in misogyny circles. We are not going to accept it. You are completely rejected. I'm sure that's what's coming next in Temecula, California. We'll sit and wait
patiently
and hear what you have to say. The one other thing that is really distressing about this story is Harvey Milk has an Academy Award winning film. Now he's been, you know, we're talking about 50 plus years since his murder, and he has been scrutinized and scrutinized and scrutinized and scrutinized. And as far as I have awareness of, there is no allegation that he is a child abuser, which is what pedophilia is a representation.
But it sells it better, right? Like by putting that label on it.
Very strategic.
Again, it's all about kids when you bring kids into the picture.
The strategy here is to use the word pedophile, not because there's any truth to it, but to destroy the existence of the person. I am going to destroy Harvey Milk's existence.
And it puts a level of fear.
Dr. Joseph Komrosky, we understand what you're doing. You are designing a rejection of a whole class of people that you want to destroy their mere existence. And the way you're going to do that is to suggest they're pedophiles. We know exactly what you're doing.
We know.
The question is whether the good people of Temecula, California will completely and unequivocally reject it. We'll see.
Can I add, the historian in me wants to just say something really nerdy, but I feel like he never gets talked about. But the person who was the first openly gay person, he did not win the election, which is why this story is obviously accurate. But his name was Jose Julio Sarria, and he was a Latino man who ran also for that position a decade prior. Check him out. His story is super powerful. Colombian guy.
Oh, wow.
And his story is so powerful. He became really big in kind of drag culture and elevating lots of voices. His story is so important, and there should be a book about him too that will not be banned.
We are Queer News Tonight, the world's first and only live daily LGBTQ+ evening news show from Happening Out Television Network. In the model of PBS and NPR, we educate, inform, and entertain by supporting the 10 pillars of the LGBTQ+ community, with more than 100,000 a week watching on Roku, Apple Television, and other channels. To keep the stories going, we accept donations with 100% transparency. Stay updated and live authentically with Queer News Tonight.